Hello and welcome to your Mining Disrupt News Surge for Monday, February 4th, 2024. Quick reminder, everything I say here is to be taken for entertainment and education purposes only. This is not financial advice. You need to do your own due diligence for whatever it is that you want to do with your money. Today we've got a really short mining related story. And then I'm going to get into explaining what the Bitcoin multiplier effect is. This is something that's been talked about a lot, and I have never found an adequate explanation for why this happens. But before we get into that, remember, you can get your tickets to the Mining Disrupt Expo down in Miami, Florida, happening June 24th through the 26th of this year, of course. Get your tickets by scanning this QR code right down there. All right, now on to the numbers. Right now, the Bitcoin price is $62,664, and it's been ping-ponging around that price for the last week or so. And right now, that means you will get yourself 1,596 sats for a single dollar. The average block time is coming in almost exactly on time at 10 minutes and 1 second average block time. The fees are back up a bit higher than they were, but not terrible. It's still a good time to consolidate your UTXOs if you need to do that. All right, let's get into this real short news story on the mining front of things, and then we'll get into that explanation I told you about. And as many of you are maybe aware, Larry Fink of BlackRock is on the board of the World Economic Forum. I don't know exactly how much sway he has, but when you're the head man at the top of a 17-odd trillion dollar conglomerate company, whatever you want to call BlackRock, you're going to have some amount of sway. And here we have Dennis Porter saying, WEF is saying good things about Bitcoin mining. The narrative is shifting rapidly. Now, before I get into this, I need to explain what this multiplier effect is. I'm not sure exactly when it showed up for the first time. A multiplier effect is something that's been in the investment space for some time. It's pre-Bitcoin as far as I know. This one is from Thomas Faher. He says, origin of Bank of America multiplier for Bitcoin is 118x, i.e., where the market cap of Bitcoin tends to increase by $118 for every $1 invested. That multiplier of 118 is not a constant thing. It can fluctuate, and sometimes it goes way, way higher. For example, this is British Hodl back on February 26th. He says, based on this data, Bitcoin added 110.5 billion in market cap today with 400 million inflow. That's an approximate 1 to 276 increase in market cap. Now, the reason I wanted to try and explain how this multiplier works is because I've seen this type of stuff repeatedly. Oh, it's this. You put $1 in and it goes up this much, and because of these inflows, and it's like, okay, but why? Why is this happening? I guess I'm a curious cat and I want to know why this is happening. It helps me understand it a little bit better, or I'd like to think so. And I don't feel as though I actually understand something until I can adequately explain it. And so after looking for explanations of what this multiplier effect is and not finding anything that made sense to me, but pulling pieces together from Investopedia and then a couple different YouTube videos and then speaking to British Hodl and asking him, hey, do I have this conceptualized right? And he said, yes. You actually replied with a big 100% emoji. That's it. Here is how it works. I'm going to explain this to you using something that you're probably aware of. There's something that exists in the world, and it's called toilet paper. And if you don't use toilet paper, please let me know so that I don't ever shake your hand if we inadvertently meet up, because that is disgusting. You should change that habit immediately. If you do know what toilet paper is, just like I do, then there's a really good chance that, 2 years ago, you are aware of something that happened pretty much globally, and that is the great toilet paper shortages of the pandemic. Whatever you want to call whatever happened a couple years ago, it is undeniable that there were shortages of toilet paper. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means a lot of things, a whole lot of things. When a store sells out of toilet paper, the first thing that happens, probably, is that they order more toilet paper. Well, if this store is not unique, meaning other stores are experiencing the same thing, and all of those other stores, thousands of stores, tens of thousands of stores across the world are all ordering more toilet paper, suddenly a lot more toilet paper, then that means that the toilet paper manufacturers are going to have to increase their supply. Well, how do they do that? Well, again, a lot of things happen. They've got to get more paper, which means more transportation, which means more pulp has to be procured, more trees have to be torn down, or more recycled paper, or however they get their paper has to be gotten, which means more people are working, which means longer hours, which means more transportation, which means more gas is spent on the transportation, which means more mechanics are working to make sure those vehicles, the planes and the trains and all of those things are running. There are so many downstream effects that happen when one product goes away that it's hard to quantify exactly where that is going. So when your $10 goes into this bundle of toilet paper, that $10 goes just a crazy fractal. It goes to this guy's overtime. It goes to this extra tank of gas. It goes to these extra parts for the vehicles. It goes to this CEO's bonus because, hey, whoa, our toilet paper sales are through the roof. It goes to the janitors to help keep the lights on because the lights are on longer now because the factories are running longer. It goes to, it keeps on going and going and going. That $10, that $1 is just diffused out over so many places. Now, imagine for a second that the way that toilet paper was made is not the way it currently is made. Imagine that toilet paper came off the line every 10 minutes. One bundle every 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, there's a surge in demand. Something happens on a global scale where everybody goes, I need toilet paper. My backside is a mess. I got to clean it up. I need toilet paper. You're going to have to wait 10 minutes. No, I need it now. Well, that's not how toilet paper production works, buddy. You're going to have to wait 10 minutes, which means everybody else in the line behind you is also going to have to wait 10 minutes. And there's nothing, literally nothing that will change that. So maybe you've figured it out, but I've been using toilet paper as a placeholder for Bitcoin. Imagine what happens. Well, you don't have to imagine it. Just picture it. Just conceptualize what happens when this money goes into Bitcoin. People want more Bitcoin. Hey, the price is going up. Let's get more Bitcoin. Okay, how do we do that? Oh, we wait 10 minutes. Okay, well, let's create more ASICs. You're still going to wait 10 minutes. Okay, let's generate more energy. Let's turn on more power plants. Let's set up this dam and then increase the capacity of ASICs 100-fold. You're still going to wait 10 minutes, buddy. You might not for the first 2 weeks once you turn all those ASICs on. Maybe let's say you double the hash power, the hash rate. You just double it. Overnight, everybody that has an ASIC, all the Taiwanese chip manufacturers, everybody, they increase production and they turn on those the most efficient ASICs that ever been produced in the world, and it doubles hash production. And now blocks are coming in at 5 minutes. Well, what happens in 2 weeks? The difficulty adjustment hits and we're back to 10 minutes. And there is nothing that anybody can do to change that. Truly nothing. And there is only one ETF that BlackRock and Fidelity and Bitwise and ARK and blah, 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 the new 9 as they're being called, have gotten into. And that's Bitcoin. This is from Bitcoin Magazine on the 28th of February. Just in, spot Bitcoin ETFs bought 10,050 Bitcoin yesterday, while miners only produced in the neighborhood of 900 Bitcoin. We are seeing what happens when insatiable demand runs into unmovable supply. BlackRock recently held an event talking about Bitcoin, and they suggested that the allocation into Bitcoin for a personal investor be in the neighborhood of 28%. Take BlackRock's $17 trillion assets under management, and this is just BlackRock, just one of the 9, okay? Just them. Imagine if they followed their own advice, and you don't even have to do 28%. You don't even have to do that. Do 10%. And then do a Bitcoin multiplier of something in the range of 150. You don't even have to do the crazy numbers of the over 200. And you get to a $1 million Bitcoin price really fast. Really really fast. So what do you think is going to happen as more and more people FOMO into this thing? Oh, and by the way, something happens here in under 2 months that reduces that 900 Bitcoin coming in a day to half that. And then that happens again. And then it happens again. Every 4 years. We have never seen anything like this before. And I don't know what it means besides number go up.